In the ancient world, there were oils so powerful that wars were fought over their trade routes. Today, most people have forgotten their true healing potential. Number 4 on this list was worth more than gold in biblical times, and number 2 might be the most scientifically validated healing oil on Earth. Let's begin. Number 5. Frankincense. Sacred smoke rose from temples across the ancient world for 3,000 years, carrying with it the resin of boswellia trees. The Egyptians called it the fragrance of the gods. Modern science calls it a medical breakthrough waiting to happen. Frankincense contains boswellic acids, compounds that cross the blood-brain barrier and reduce inflammation at the cellular level. A 2019 study published in the Journal of Neuroinflammation found that these acids can actually repair damaged brain tissue. The researchers were studying Alzheimer's patients when they discovered something unexpected. Frankincense didn't just slow cognitive decline, it began reversing it. Ancient physicians knew nothing about neurons or inflammation markers. They simply observed that patients who inhaled frankincense recovered faster from head injuries and seemed sharper in their thinking. What they were witnessing was boswellic acids rebuilding neural pathways in real time. But here's what makes frankincense truly remarkable. Unlike synthetic anti-inflammatory drugs that suppress the entire immune response, frankincense oil selectively targets only harmful inflammation while leaving protective immune functions intact. It's surgical precision in a drop of oil. The frankincense trees of Oman and Somalia are still harvested the same way they were 4,000 years ago. The tree is wounded and it bleeds its precious resin to heal itself. That healing compound becomes our healing compound. And if you think that's impressive, the next oil has a chemical signature that makes frankincense look simple. Number 4. Myrrh. While frankincense was the oil of gods, myrrh was the oil of preservation. Egyptian embalmers used it to prepare bodies for the afterlife, not understanding they were using one of nature's most powerful antimicrobial agents. Myrrh contains over 300 different chemical compounds, but the most important ones are sesquiterpenes. These molecules are so small they penetrate cell membranes instantly, carrying their healing properties directly into damaged tissue. Modern wound care centres are now using myrrh-based treatments for injuries that won't heal with conventional medicine. Ancient Greek soldiers carried myrrh in their medical kits. They would crush the resin and apply it directly to sword wounds. What they didn't know was that myrrh stimulates white blood cell production and accelerates tissue regeneration. It wasn't just preventing infection, it was rebuilding the damaged area faster than the body could do alone. A 2018 clinical trial in Iran tested myrrh oil against antibiotic-resistant bacteria. The results stunned researchers. Myrrh killed bacteria that had survived every pharmaceutical treatment available. The oil was more effective than vancomycin, the antibiotic of last resort. But there's something even more fascinating about myrrh. It doesn't just fight infection, it actually teaches the immune system to recognize and remember pathogens more effectively. Each exposure to myrrh makes your natural defenses stronger and smarter. The tragedy is that genuine myrrh is becoming increasingly rare. The commiphora trees that produce it grow only in Somalia, Ethiopia, and parts of Arabia, and political instability has disrupted harvesting for decades. However, the next oil grows everywhere, yet most people walk past it without a second glance. Number 3. Peppermint. Romans paid taxes with it. Napoleon's army carried it into battle. Today, most people think of it as a breath freshener. They're missing one of nature's most versatile healing compounds. Menthol, the primary active ingredient in peppermint oil, doesn't just create a cooling sensation. It's a calcium channel blocker, meaning it can stop muscle spasms, reduce pain signals, and improve blood flow with pharmaceutical precision. Ancient physicians had no knowledge of calcium channels or neurotransmitters, but they observed that peppermint could stop a headache in minutes, calm digestive distress, and clear respiratory congestion. They were witnessing menthol's ability to relax smooth muscle tissue throughout the body. Modern research has validated what traditional healers knew. A 2016 study in the International Journal of Clinical Practice found that peppermint oil was as effective as pharmaceutical antispasmodics for irritable bowel syndrome, but without the side effects. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Peppermint oil doesn't just mask symptoms, it addresses root causes. When applied topically, menthol triggers the release of endorphins and blocks pain receptors simultaneously. It's a natural morphine that your body produces on demand. But peppermint has a secret that even many herbalists don't know. The wild varieties contain nearly twice the concentration of therapeutic compounds compared to commercial peppermint. The difference between wild harvested and farm-grown peppermint oil can be the difference between mild relief and profound healing. Ancient monks cultivated specific strains of peppermint for their monastery hospitals, carefully selecting plants based on potency rather than yield. They understood that not all peppermint is created equal, and speaking of potency, the next oil contains a compound so powerful that a single drop can transform your entire respiratory system. Number 2. Eucalyptus. Aboriginal healers called it kino, the healing tree. For 40,000 years, they used eucalyptus leaves to treat everything from wounds to respiratory illness. They had no way of knowing they were using one of the most potent antimicrobial agents on Earth. Eucalyptol, also known as 1,8-cineol, makes up nearly 90% of therapeutic eucalyptus oil. This compound can kill bacteria, viruses, and fungi on contact while simultaneously opening airways and reducing inflammation. It's a complete respiratory medicine in molecular form. Modern medicine discovered eucalyptol's power almost by accident. German researchers in the 1990s were studying chronic bronchitis when they found that patients who inhaled eucalyptus oil showed remarkable improvement in lung function within days. The oil was actually repairing damaged lung tissue. But eucalyptus does something that surprised scientists. It doesn't just clear existing infections, it creates an environment where pathogens cannot survive. The oil forms a protective barrier in the respiratory system that lasts for hours after inhalation. Ancient Aboriginal medicine men would burn eucalyptus leaves near sick patients, creating healing smoke that penetrated deep into the lungs. What seemed like ritual was actually sophisticated aromatherapy based on thousands of years of observation. The most potent eucalyptus oil comes from trees that grow in harsh, dry conditions. Stress forces the tree to produce higher concentrations of eucalyptol as a survival mechanism. The healing power is directly proportional to the tree's struggle. Today's commercial eucalyptus plantations produce oil that's often less than half as potent as wild harvested varieties. The difference isn't just in effectiveness, it's in the oil's ability to penetrate and heal at the cellular level. But even eucalyptus oil with all its power cannot match the legendary healing properties of our number 1 oil. Number 1. Tea tree. For thousands of years, the Bundjalung people of Eastern Australia knew about a swamp where certain trees grew. They called it the healing water, because leaves that fell into the pools turned the water into medicine. European settlers dismissed it as primitive superstition until they saw the results. Tea tree oil contains over 100 different therapeutic compounds, but the most important is terpenen-4-ol. This molecule can kill bacteria, viruses, and fungi while simultaneously boosting immune function. It's a complete antimicrobial system that works with your body rather than against it. But here's what makes tea tree oil unique among all plant medicines. It's one of the few natural substances that can kill antibiotic-resistant bacteria while being completely non-toxic to human cells. Pharmaceutical companies have spent billions trying to create synthetic versions, but none match the complexity and effectiveness of the natural oil. A groundbreaking 2017 study published in the International Journal of Antimicrobial Agents tested tea tree oil against MRSA, the hospital superbug that kills thousands every year. The oil didn't just kill the bacteria, it prevented it from developing resistance, something pharmaceutical antibiotics cannot do. Ancient Aboriginal healers used tea tree oil for everything from infected wounds to respiratory illness. They would crush the leaves and inhale the vapours, or create poultices for external wounds. What they understood intuitively was that this oil could address multiple types of infection simultaneously. The most potent tea tree oil comes from Melaleuca alternifolia trees that grow in the wild swamplands of New South Wales. These trees produce oil with terpenen-4-ol concentrations that can reach 45%, nearly double that of plantation-grown trees. The problem is authenticity. True therapeutic tea tree oil has a very specific chemical profile that most commercial products cannot match. The oil that Aboriginal healers used for millennia is becoming increasingly difficult to find in today's market. The connection between ancient wisdom and modern science has never been clearer. These oils worked for our ancestors not because of belief or ritual, but because they contain molecular structures that modern medicine is only beginning to understand. The most important thing you can do is source these oils from reputable suppliers who understand the difference between therapeutic-grade and commercial-grade products. The healing power lies not just in the plant, but in how it's grown, harvested, and processed. Which of these ancient oils surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're ready to discover more forgotten healing wisdom that modern science is finally validating, subscribe for weekly insights into the plant medicines that shaped human health for thousands of years.